Nothing's on a roll. The CMF Phone 2 Pro and the CMF Buds 2 Plus, both amazingly affordable and incredibly unique, as you can see. I unboxed them on the Android Faithful podcast. Check it out. I got the CMF Phone 2 Pro. I haven't even removed it from the box. As you can see, it's just kind of been one of those weeks. So I thought, why don't we take a look at it at the same time, which I'm excited about because, nothing does great, work in the realm of hardware and design. But B, the CMF phone last year was really interesting, and yet I didn't get a chance to really see it in person firsthand. And now I have the sequel, and you can see this device is not expensive. What is it? It's not released here in the US, but 249 euros for the 128 gig version. 256 gig version, 279 euros.
So that's $283 in the US.
I think they do sell it as in the beta program, quote unquote, in the US for $279.
Right,
so
right.
You can get it in the US if you want, but you can't go into a store or anything.
So that is a higher price than the first one. The first one was sub $200.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is a little bit more expensive. And I know, did you get the original one, Ron? I feel like someone...
I did get the original one.
I also have it.
Yep. Yeah, you have it. And I know that it was impressive in person. I don't know that I ever saw it in person, but this thing, you can't pick it up on the camera, but it's got this really nice in person, this frosted glass kind of quality. Actually, I don't know if that is glass, but I'm pretty sure it is. Be surprised if it isn't. Anyways, very machined look with the cameras on the back. Really stands out. 6.77 inch FHD plus AMOLED display. Does have a 120 hertz refresh, 3000 nits peak brightness, protected with Panda Glass. It's IP54 rated. You've got your NFC in here if you want to do mobile payments. This is a lower to mid-range device, so you've got a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Pro in here with 8 gigs of RAM. So it's not, the highest processor, highest capability processor and RAM driving it. But again, you have to kind of read the room as far as the price category and really compare it against others in that category. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 33 watt wired charging. It is capable of doing reverse charging. So that's a nice kind of bonus feature here with the CMF Phone 2 Pro. And then you have a couple of rear cameras. You've got a 50 megapixel f to 1.88 aperture, a 50 megapixel 2x optical telephoto, f1.85, and then an 8 megapixel ultra wide with 120 degrees field of view. So I guess you got 3 of those lenses. I love the look of that. That's really nice.
I like the CMF program. I like how they kept some of the visual language of the phone, but differentiated it enough from the first one. That little round thing, which I want to be a functional dial, but it's not.
I know. Yeah, I want it to be a functional dial too. Well, I'll show you something here in a sec that does make it a functional dial. That's
okay. Let's see.
Front camera, 16 megapixel on the front. Obviously, I have not set the phone up yet because I literally just powered it on. But one of the big things here, and I don't believe I have in the box any of these to show off. No, it's just the power cable, is the modularity of this device. So you've got some modular accessories that you can attach to this device, and I'm going to have to research exactly how that happens. But there's a fisheye and a macro lens attachment, a universal case, a kickstand attachment, a wallet attachment, a lanyard. How did that work on, was that a part of the original CMF?
Yeah.
And where did that plug into? Was it this thing?
Into the nubbin, into the thing I wanted to be a dial.
Into the widow nubbin.
Ron, did you actually get a lanyard? Because I never could find them.
I never did. Yeah, I never did.
Okay,
I never got any
like,
attachments. Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw them available in the store.
Yeah.
So do you pop this off? Is that how you normally do it, or am I going to break the phone?
Well, usually it's like a screw. It's got like a threaded side, so that's new.
Oh, maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice.
So it does rotate, Ron. It's just it rotates and comes clean off.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so you just spin that off. Interesting stuff. I love it. I love that there are options in this price range that look this eye-catching. I mean, this thing in person looks really pretty. The way this shimmers in the light. And then I mentioned the CMF briefly the CMF Buds 2 Plus, which is one of 3 headphones that Nothing released in the CMF Buds category. They happen to send me the Buds 2 Plus. So these are $69 true wireless earbuds. Case design, like I have last year's, and very similar. Although if you had last year's, you know that this like rotating dial has like a little notched quality to it that kind of clicks. It's really satisfying. It's like a really nice kind of fidget. This doesn't have that. This is just a plain wheel, but it has a kind of like indentation that's very pretty. Anyways, I was listening to some music while I was at the dog park earlier today. Has 50 dB ANC with transparency mode, also a smart adaptive mode, so it can read your surroundings with the 6 HD mics that are on board, and then be able to ramp the ANC around that. High res LDAC, so it can support some high-res audio formats as a result. It has really nice bass response. I was playing around with the Nothing X app, and it has all of these settings around shaping the sound, and I just boosted the bass and threw on some bass-heavy music, and I was really impressed for $69. It sounded really great. Also low latency, 105 to 120 millisecond latency, so this would be good wireless earbuds to wear when you're like playing games, playing your Genshin Impact or whatever. And then 15 and a half hours battery life without ANC for the Buds. That's a long battery life. Total with case, 61 and a half hours. And both of these on sale and ready May 6th. There you go. Boom. What do you think?
I've always felt that Nothing's phones, and all their devices, in fact, they really punch above their weight in terms of design. Like 100%. Some of the designs are polarizing. Like you immediately hate it, or you really love it, or you like it. Like I think there's like a clear divide. But you can't deny that they definitely stand out, right? They look really unique. They definitely make the phones look much more expensive than they actually are. And I think that's a really cool thing about them.
And Michelle, I totally agree with you. And I think the video that they provided when the last phone came out, where they showed the design studio and the thought they're putting into it and all this sort of stuff. And again, you might hate what they're doing, but you can't deny that they're working to make their phones look different in the marketplace that is filled with sameness.
Yep.
And there's no way that you go out with a Nothing phone and someone doesn't go, hey, what is that? Right? Like it definitely stands out. Mm-hmm. Again, it might not be your aesthetic. I think they're great, and I love that Nothing is out there and doing this in the world.
Yeah. So. It's interesting because the CMF phone, you can notice like with the Nothing 3A, they really leaned into like and it's that design aesthetic that we talked about that is polarizing for some people. That it really puts the rivets forward. It feels like in your face, like hey, this is like this particular technology. And with the CMF, like the previous CMF one phone, the 2 camera units were like kind of sunk in together, kind of like very camera bump style in the corner. But you can definitely see that change in like in your face. Like each unit has its own, little metal casing, like all 3 of them. And then there's a cohesion between both CMF and Nothing that's really cool, and it is a little jarring, but it's unique.
Super unique.
It's got personality.
It's got personality. And I will say that of any kind of app that connects to hardware, which is a hard problem to begin with developing apps, Nothing probably does some of the best work with a hardware companion app. And that's like
totally agree.
Not a compliment I give lightly, because a lot of times, granted,
Bluetooth is awful.
Yeah, because it's a difficult problem. It's hard. Hooking up to hardware is hard, but Nothing has done a great job with their software. It's stylish and it works, and they have great widgets. So
and Jason, the widgets. But Jason, I love the call out you have to the Nothing X app and the control over the audio stuff. I mean, I'm still using my ear stick, although I'm ready to throw them out the window because they're not. I use them for running and they're slowly dying because getting sweat in them and all that stuff.
Ear A right here.
Yeah. But
wearing them here.
But yeah, the control you have over their audio stuff, they do a great job of that. And so if you're looking for a low priced one, give them a shot. Very cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm excited to spend some time with the CMF Phone 2 and 2 Pro rather, and then I'm definitely already kind of in the midst of spending my time with the Buds 2 Plus. So I'll have more kind of rounded thoughts probably in the next couple of weeks.